Welcome guys, the wait is over and the Great War Western Front has finally been released, and so we're going to jump into a campaign. We're going to be playing as the Allied Nations and we're starting in the earliest year. So let's just have a look, see what these difficulties change. So it looks like it grants cheats to the combat, and elite grants cheats to the economy as well. So why not? Let's just play on elite. If it's too difficult, then we'll just start again, turn the difficulty down. But I think we'll do okay. I don't think it's that complicated a game. I played a tiny little bit of the demo.
With the death of the Archduke, Europe is propelled into chaos. Nations honoring treaties and alliances forged years before are now plunged into a conflict they cannot avoid, sparked by a single gunshot. Here on the Western Front, nations draw their battle lines. The Central Powers of Austria-Hungary and Germany now face the combined alliance of France, Britain, and their colonies. The Great War is about to begin.
General, sir, we have word from General Haig. The BEF have successfully crossed the channel and halted the German advance. But the Germans have established trenches along the northern crest. Machine guns and artillery barrages are proving far too lethal for open warfare. That and they have us trumped on heavy weaponry. Ours cannot stand up to their quantity, caliber, or range.
Our counter-offensive had them pushed back from the Marne. What of our efforts to encircle them?
They have the higher ground here, sir.
What of the French?
We have retaken the eastern tip of Chemin des Dames, but further progress has been negligible. We are at an impasse out there, I'm afraid.
Send word to our men to entrench also.
Sir, I fear we may not have the experience for this type of warfare.
Have heavy artillery rushed over from England. We cannot risk another retreat like at Mons. It looks like we'll be settling in for the long haul. We must push back into Belgium. If we don't outflank the enemy, then we will be at a stalemate.
Thus the Western Front was established. From the fields of Flanders to the borders of Switzerland, the great nations would make their stand. The fate of millions was now in the hands of a few.
Cool. Right then, let's go. So there are a couple of things that I want to find out just for science sake, and one of them is if you surround a hex, completely cut it off, and then attack it and destroy it, what happens to the units that are in there? Do they get completely wiped out? I don't know. So that's one thing that I want to discover. So the easiest way to do that is to leave one of my hexes exposed. So say for example I leave this Hasbrook exposed, and then they walk into it, and then I can attack Lille, and then if I can take over Lille, then I'll have cut off Hasbrook, and then we can attack that and see what happens. I doubt it does anything, to be honest, but I just want to see if it inflicts massive casualties or not. That's the way that I used to play Hearts of Iron. So let them let them get encircled. Let them encircle themselves, basically. And then the other thing is because defending is easier than attacking, or at least it was in the demo, I want to see if I leave my territories very lightly defended, if that's going to encourage the enemy to attack me more. So what I'm going to do is start off with just one infantry in each one of these territories and just see if it encourages attacks. So be curious to find out. So let's have a look. French, 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 French. So basically, you get a penalty if you mix nations together. So I'm just making sure there's no mixed nations. British, British, British. Ah, here we go. French, Canadian, and Belgian. So the French get a penalty when they're with the Canadians. They don't with the Belgians. The Belgians are alright with anybody apart from the Americans. So we need to move this French unit, join it up with somebody. So I think I'm going to leave Hasbrook exposed to see if they'll counterattack or walk in basically. And then let's see if we can do the same thing over here. So it looks like if we leave Epinal, and then hopefully they'll walk in, take it, and then we can take Colmar and cut them off. So that's what we're going to try and do. So let's bring that unit all the way down here. We're going to move these. One of them over this way, the other one here. Let's just see if they walk in and take it. I also want to know how much national will you lose if you lose the territory, even if there's no fighting involved. So these are the things I like to do when I start playing a game, just to figure out as many mechanics as I can right at the beginning, so I don't need to learn them the hard way later on. Okay, so we're going to heavily fortify this area because I want to attack Colmar if they come in. And we're going to heavily fortify Ypres and Arras, I reckon. Because then they're the two that are going to attack Lille. So we'll do the same thing over there. And then we're going to leave everybody else really lightly defended, just to see how much defences we really need to be able to hold on a defence. So if we start off with just one everywhere, we'll see how we get on with that. If it's too weak, then we can put them all up to 2. So I'll do all this shifting around. I won't make you watch it. It's going to take a short while, so I'll see you in a second. Okay, so all of the British troops and all of their colonies are all moved to Ypres, and all of the French are moved to Luneville.
Attention.
And then I've just got one troop in all of the others just to see how they get on. So everything's set up, ready for the science. And talking of science, let's have a look at the research. Okay, so thanks to the demo, we have already had the chance to test out the majority of these advanced techs. And the logical place to go is logistics, because supply and money is everything. But we don't want to make things too easy. So I'm going to completely ignore the logistics until I get to a point where I think it might be a little bit too difficult. So instead of doing that, unfortunately we've got a point in intelligence. I didn't want to do anything in intelligence, but we'll have to live with it. So yeah, I want to see if I can just go down the flight path for a bit of fun. Now, engineering. Let's have a look at this. Reduces cooldown for all heavy artillery. 20 seconds. Wow. Well, that's pretty good. And what's this? Increases standard infantry soldier health. Jesus, by 25%. Okay, that's pretty good as well. So, I mean, all of these are good. Unlocks improved fire in trench. Fair enough. But I just want to go down the flight path, just for a bit of fun. If I feel like I'm struggling, then I'll take some of these other things that'll make life a bit easier. But for now, let's see what we've got in flight. So this unlocks fighter planes. Okay. Bombers. So I could get fighters and bombers straight away. Landing strip. Increases supply granted by the air wings. That's pretty cool. Reduces mission cooldown. Increases damage of machine guns. Reduce gold reserves cost of air wings by 100. That sounds pretty good. Increased duration. That's nice. Further reduce cost. Reduces the supply cost. Bomber improvements. Increases damage of bombs. 75%. Wow. Requires pilot housing. Okay. Increases base health of all aircraft. 50% for fighters. That would be pretty decent. I don't think the enemy's going to have flight for a long time, so I don't think that's going to be useful for a while. Harassment air mission for bombers. I'd like that. Increases bomber machine gun damage. Now, I don't think that the bombers really do much machine gun damage, so I don't even think that's very useful. But it only costs 1 research, so I suppose not too bad. Sight range of observation balloons. Now that sounds cool. Reduce the cost of observation balloons. Unlocks balloon busting. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come over and get harassment. So I need 2 more for that. Then I'm going to get the observation balloon techs. And then reduces the cost to replenish surviving aircraft. So you have to pay to replenish surviving aircraft, apparently. Well, that's not good. I assumed surviving aircraft wouldn't need replenishing. But maybe, obviously, ammunition and fuel. So I might go into these landing strips. And then reduce supply cost of all tactical air missions. So yeah, I might do that. Let's just go full flight. And then, like I say, if I start to struggle, I'll go into some of these engineering and infantry techs. And then, if I'm really struggling, I'll get these logistical techs. Techs? Yeah, techs. Okay. Right, well, Interesting. 5 national will. Birds of prey. Very cool. So I'm not going to be able to do anything on this first turn because I've moved everybody around. So I'm just going to end turn. Let's see if they come and take Hasbrook and Epinal. Defeat 10 German infantry companies. Okay. Apparently, they did not want to advance. So the trap did not work. Oh well. We'll just leave them undefended. So they didn't attack any of these really under-strength territories. And they also didn't advance into these completely undefended territories. That's interesting. Okay, so we may as well... Oh, if we take... So we'd need to take Sarreburg and Strasbourg. I was hoping that this wasn't actually a territory, and then we'd only need to take one to cut Colmar off. But we may as well attack here and then try and surround them, see what happens. So I'm likely going to be a bit rusty, because I haven't played the game since the demo came out about a month ago, or whenever it was. So it might take me a couple of missions to get back into it. A great loss. I'm attacking with... Oh? Why? I've got all of these troops here. Why? Oh, did I not end turn? Right. Well, there's your answer then. That's why they didn't advance anywhere. For some reason I didn't end turn when I thought I had. Okay, they have taken the bait and they are moving in. And it looks like you lose 20 national will. Good to know. So we've got a research point, some gold reserves, losing ground. We need 2, I think, for this harassment. Yep. Okay, so it looks like they've massively reinforced Lille. They know they know what our plan is. But let's jump in and see how we get on. Right. Likely outcome is a major loss, even with all of this troops. How many have I actually got here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 14 versus 6. I'm surprised. That's a major loss. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's just quickly check. We haven't got a supply depot here. And we're on 2,000 global supply. Now, technically, you shouldn't use any supply if you've not got a supply depot. That was the other thing that I wanted to double check. So let's see how we get on. Right then. So there's obviously some trenches already placed down here, so let's just get rid of everything and then we can rebuild our own. Interesting. This isn't giving us any supply back. In the demo, removing these trenches refunded you. I wonder if they're because they're pre-placed ones and we will get it back for ones that I place down and then remove. That's another thing that we're going to have to experiment with. Okay, so what I want to know is how much of a gap do I need to leave in between the trenches? So just one. And let's check 1826. So we got the money back for removing the ones that we place. So it's obviously just the pre-placed ones that you don't get your money back. Right then. So one thing that I was considering doing was leaving a gap between all of these trenches so the enemy can't move between them without getting shot, but I don't think that's too necessary at the beginning of the game. I can always move them if I need to. Okay, so these only cost 2. So really, I could just whack a load of them down. Because they are persistent. I think 3 will do for now. Right, destroy 8 machine gun nests. Defeat 10 German infantry companies. Right, let's have a look. We've got Obs balloons, light and heavy artillery, MG nests, and Indian infantry. Interesting. Base infantry are less effective in the French climate, but corps gain Gurkha raiders without requiring research. Gurkhas. Interesting. Right, so what are we going to do? I think the first thing I want to do is get some obs balloons down. So I could stick one here. Unfortunately, Y is very far away. So putting an obs balloon down here is not really going to help us at all. I mean, it'd give us some advance notice on enemy movements, but don't really think it's worth using the supply for that. So I'll just attack on this direction for now. Now, if I'm going to use artillery, these light artillery can reach all the way to the back from here. So that's good. Can they reach all the way to the back from here? Yep. And can they reach all the way to the back from here? Not quite. Here's not too bad. Doesn't quite get everybody, but it's not too bad. So we could go for light artillery. Or we could just go for heavy artillery. So let's stick some heavy artillery here. So 3 heavy. Right, let's go one heavy, 1 light, 1 heavy, 1 light, 1 heavy. I mean, we can move them a little bit further forward here. I think I might do that actually. In a minute. Don't need to move the heavy artillery forward. They can stay there. So then stick a light artillery here. Heavy and light. Not really too happy about this light artillery being there. I think I'm going to move it over to this side. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so that's where the artillery's going. Now, shall I bring in the Gurkhas? I'm a bit nervous spending that much cash at the beginning of the game. I need to get a little bit of ring rust off before I start using expensive units. Infantry gain additional benefit from smoke or rolling barrage. Well, we haven't got either of them at the moment. Infantry gain 10% additional rifle and vision range. Nice. So it looks like the Brits are the ones that we want to be using. So we could use the elite. Let's just stick... Nah, sorry. Let's go for the elites.
Reporting for duty. Reinforcements reporting. Reinforcements ready. We have arrived and await orders. Looks like we're late to the party. Reporting for duty. Reinforcements reporting. Reinforcements ready. We have arrived and await orders. Looks like we're late to the party. Reporting for duty. Reinforcements reporting.
Okay, I think we are good to go. So, although I'm the one attacking, I'm not going to attack straight away. In fact, what I'm going to do, I want to do... I don't need to do any scouting over this side because I've got the OBS balloon here. But I haven't got an OBS balloon this side, so I'm just going to take in a cheap unit. just so I can do a bit of scouting on this side.
Reporting for duty.
There we go. Right, one thing I completely forgot to do was to actually buy my planes. Rather amusing. Okay, let's go. Right, let's raise the balloon, see what we can see. So we've got a couple of MG nests there, and another 3, 4 MG nests here. So we've got 7 MG nests over here. Or is that 6, sorry. That's pretty brutal. We've got an obs balloon here. I think I'm going to try and take out the obs balloon first.
Be ready, boys. Ready for fire orders.
Interesting. That is not doing much damage at all. I wonder if that's because of the difficulty setting. Oh, it's doing a bit more now. Right, well, let's have a look, see what else they've got. Got artillery here, so I definitely want to take out that artillery. But we'll carry on attacking this balloon first. Make sure we take that down. Okay, so I want to see how much damage the light artillery does. This is all just experimenting at the moment. Just so we can learn how everything works. So 3 of them knocked it down to about 35%, I'd say.
Set positions.
So each of the heavy did about 22%. Maybe about 10 to 15% on the light. Reloaded quite quick though.
Teams ready. Be ready, boys. Ready for fire orders. Load them up.
Really close to knocking him down. Nice, finished him off. That was a nice little visual. That is not doing much damage at all. Is that even doing any damage? That was 2 heavy artillery blasts. I don't think that's doing any damage. Let's test out
Set position.
some more. Let's use the light ones. It's doing a bit of damage. Strange how the heavy artillery didn't do any damage whatsoever, but the light artillery is actually doing some. Don't know if it was just terrible luck for the heavy artillery, so let's try again.
Ready for fire orders.
It is doing some damage now. Maybe on elite difficulty they get like a little bit of shield. So the first bit of health damage that you do doesn't actually inflict much or any damage.
Load them up.
I'm guessing that's probably the case.
Full barrage.
Right, well, let's have a look. They've got an obs balloon here, so we can try and take that out. It's interesting how you can actually see that, even though it's not. It's still in the fog of war. Right.
Set positions.
Let's just use some
Teams ready.
light artillery shells.
Ready, boys.
Right, I want to run up with this unit. See if I can take out this obs balloon without actually needing to use any artillery supply.
Close ranks.
Ready for fire orders. Load them up.
Stand by for orders.
The time goes so quickly. 20 minutes just does not feel long enough at all.
Set positions. Teams ready.
Ready yourself. Brass wants this piece of ground. We're moving.
So apparently they've got 3 artillery.
We hold here. Get moving.
I've only spotted 1.
Be ready, boys. Ready for fire orders.
Ouch.
Attention.
Wasn't paying attention.
On the double run. We hold this ground. Fire at will.
Load them up.
Well, we've spotted another one here. Ouch, why'd you have to get so close to use your guns? What are you playing at? Oh, maybe they only use...
The brass wants this piece of ground. We hold it.
Yeah, I think maybe they only use grenades.
Charge. We hold this
Right,
ground.
well,
This position is ours.
don't particularly want to lose this unit. So rather than trying to finish them off with this unit, I just want to try and keep him alive if I can. And then I'll finish this off with artillery.
We have new orders.
Be ready, boys. Load for suppressing barrage.
Looks like this still needs a little bit more. Yeah, one more will do it, hopefully.
Stand by for orders. Position. Arms up, boys.
Right then, let's get another one in.
Reinforcements reporting.
Ouch, that still did not finish him off. You kidding?
Check coordinates for barrage. All guns. Load them up. Suppression barrage ordered. We have our targets. Set position. Suppress at that location. Fire.
Yeah, it definitely shouldn't be taking this amount of punishment to kill these. It's got to be because it's on elite difficulty.
Ready yourselves.
Teams ready.
Oh dear.
Set for barrage. Fire on that position.
It's quite insane how much damage you need to inflict on these to finish them off.
Attention.
Yeah, maybe they're invulnerable until you actually send in an infantry unit just to finish them off. Because this does not make sense. There we go, it's finally taken out. Happy days.
We have new orders. We hold here.
So yeah, using
We hold this ground.
artillery is not going to be very effective on this difficulty.
This position is ours.
Hopefully the planes
Hold this position.
have a better damage output.
Load them up. Suppression fire ordered. We have our targets. Set position. Load for area barrage. Teams ready. Load light suppression shell on that position.
So the thing that I'm thinking is the
Brass wants this piece of ground.
ouch, that was painful. Come on. Move. Looks like they're chasing after me. The supply is basically free. Ouch.
We're lost.
They did a lot more damage to me than I did to them. The supply is, I think anyway, basically free
Ready for fire order.
if you're not using the global supply. I think that's how it works anyway.
Load them up.
So,
Barrage ordered.
although I'm using a lot of supply, I don't think it's actually going to cost us anything. So this is one thing that I just want to test out.
Teams ready. Set for barrage.
Because if I can take out a load of their stuff, they're going to have to replace it. And if it's only costing me free supply, but it's costing them cash to replace it, then it's basically just free bleed.
Be ready, boys. Ready for
But based on how many artillery shells it took to take out this, it's definitely not
fire order.
going to be efficient
Fire order. Guns.
in terms of time.
Load light suppression shell. Targets. Set position. Load for suppressing barrage.
But these are all the things that I just want to test out. Looks like we've got some more men incoming here, but obviously they're not going to go anywhere, just running at me with a single unit.
Teams ready. Be ready, boys. Ready for fire orders. Load them up.
Now, I think it tells you the score up here if you actually manage to kill the thing, so although we can't technically see it, we should find out whether we destroy it or not without actually having eyes on.
Set positions.
German infantry.
Teams ready. Be ready, boys. Ready for fire orders.
So yeah, we're not really going to do much or any advancing in this first battle. This is all just to test out
Load them up.
how all the different artilleries perform and how much health everything of the enemy has got in terms of taking it out. And it looks like trying to destroy artillery in particular is a nightmare. I think the balloon went down a little bit easier, so
Set positions.
it'd be interesting to see how easy it is to take out the enemy MGs.
Be ready, boys.
Let's find out. These are just light shells at the moment. Right, let's get one more unit in here, see if we can get some eyes on, see how much health that artillery's got left.
Attention!
Well, 3 light artillery did practically nothing. How much time have I got left? I've not got much time left, so I'm probably not going to have a chance to kill this. I need to carry on focusing on this artillery emplacement.
Teams ready. Be ready, boys. Ready for fire orders. Load them up. Set positions.
It's pretty insane how much damage you have to inflict.
We have new orders.
Apparently they've got 3 artillery still,
We need to hold this
even though we've destroyed one.
Teams ready. Be ready, boys.
We have new orders. Wants this piece of ground. Spread out. Fire at will.
Ready for fire orders. Load them up.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to finish this off with the infantry. So let's pin him down.
We hold here. We hold
Well, that's not going to help.
ready, officer. This position is ours. We need to hold this position.
Be ready, boys.
I've got 2 minutes and 20 to try and finish that off. It's got virtually no health. It should go down any second.
Fire orders. Load them up. Set positions. Teams ready.
Come on! Are you bloody kidding me? This is going to be so difficult on elite difficulty if it takes this much punishment just to take out a single bloody artillery emplacement. So it just means that you can't snipe enemy artillery, apparently. Right, let's pin him down and finish him off. Come on, move, move, move.
Piece of ground.
Oh, come on.
We hold this ground.
Ready for fire orders.
Well,
Stand by for orders. This position is ours.
Load them up.
okay, finally down.
Set positions. Teams ready.
Attention, firemen.
Be ready, boys. Ready for fire orders.
We have new orders. Fire at will. On the line. The brass wants this piece of ground. Charge!
Interesting. Well, at least he went down as well. Right, well, we learnt a lot. Anyway, we didn't do much, but we learnt a lot during that. Right, let's see what happens in terms of the supply. Okay, so it cost us 76 gold just from them 573 infantry losses, which is still quite a lot considering I only lost like three infantry or whatever it was. We did 486 cash, which I'm surprised it's only that much because I took out 1 light and 1 heavy artillery and 2 balloons, and it only inflicted 486 cash. Now it might be that cash might be from the basic infantry, and it might not include artillery and balloons. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure. But anyway, that was interesting. So let's see in terms of supply. Now it costs supply to attack an area. I think it costs 100. It might be more depending on certain circumstances, I don't know. But yeah, it seems to cost 100 supply to actually stage an attack. And that's all of the supply that we lost was the 100, because you don't lose or consume the supply of the units themselves. So that looks like an interesting way to actually wear them down. Obviously we didn't do anything in terms of national will damage or taking the territory, but I was just curious to see how it went. So one thing that we need to do is actually buy some planes. So let's move these planes over. So we've got French air wings that we can send down the bottom, British air wings that we can bring up here. So contains 4 air squadrons. Now I honestly don't know the best amount to use and whether to stick 1 on each of these tiles, so every single tile's got air support. I don't actually know. How many have I just got on here? 3. So let's buy 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's buy 3 and stick them down here in the other place that we're going to attack from. And then I'll have a think about whether I want to stick an air wing on each one of these, so it's 1 infantry and 1 air wing. I think that's probably going to be a good way to go. And then on the next turn we'll be able to unlock this harassment, and then I think that'll be pretty damn cool. So yeah, I think we'll call it a day for this episode. So yeah, we didn't exactly do much in terms of actual attacking, but we did learn a lot, which was my main objective. So I hope it's been interesting, and in the next one we'll actually do some attacking, see if we can start taking some stars off Saarburg. So cheers for watching, take care, and I shall see you soon.